They thought the God of the Israelites was silent, powerless, absent. But what happens when the silent God decides to speak? Egypt had forgotten Joseph, forgotten how a Hebrew saved their nation from famine, forgotten the kindness of God. And when a new Pharaoh rose, one who knew not Joseph, he looked at the Hebrews with fear, not gratitude. "They are too many," Pharaoh whispered, eyes sharp with suspicion. "If war breaks out, they will turn against us." And just like that, the chains were forged. The Israelites, once honored, were shackled into slaves. Bent backs, bleeding hands, silent tears. For 400 years the people of God cried out. But it seemed no one listened, or so they thought. What they didn't know was this: heaven was watching, and God was waiting for the fullness of time. Then, a flicker in the wilderness, a bush burning with fire, but not consumed. And from it a voice: Moses, the man who fled Egypt, the man with blood on his hands and questions in his heart, the man who had given up. God calls him, not in a palace, not with trumpets, but in the desert, with fire. "Go, tell Pharaoh, let my people go." Moses trembled. Who am I to confront a king? But God wasn't looking for a king. He was looking for a vessel. The halls of Pharaoh echoed with pride and power. Incense, gold, statues of gods. And in walked Moses, staff in hand, eyes blazing not with confidence but conviction. "The Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says, let his people go." Pharaoh laughed. "Who is this Lord? I know not this God, and I will not let Israel go." That was his mistake. First the Nile, blood red. Fish dead. Stench rising. Then frogs, leaping into beds, kitchens, and temples. Lice, flies, disease, boils, hail, locusts. Darkness so thick you could feel it. Each plague was not just punishment, it was a direct attack on Egypt's gods. God wasn't just freeing his people. He was dismantling a demonic system. "Let my people go." God thundered, not with a whisper but with signs and wonders. Yet Pharaoh's heart grew harder. Pride tightened its grip. And then, the final blow. At midnight, judgment fell. From the palace to the prisons, the firstborn died. There were no exceptions. The cry that rose from Egypt that night had never been heard before, nor would it be heard again. But in Goshen, where the blood of a lamb marked the door, there was silence, protection, covenant, life. And finally, Pharaoh broke. "Go," he whispered. "Leave Egypt, and take your God with you." But the story wasn't over. They left with gold, with song, with freedom. But Pharaoh would change his mind again, and they would find themselves trapped. Mountains on either side, the Red Sea before them, and the most powerful army in the world behind them. What happened next shook the earth. This is not just history. It's your story too. Because even now, God still hears, still delivers, still calls broken people from the wilderness, and uses them to confront the pharaohs of this world. Don't stop here. The next part of the story will shake your faith, in a good way. Subscribe and don't miss what happens when the Red Sea stands in your way.